due to torsion, theta is acting. I can relate that part, but
हाँ
I
हाँ,
can't.
so you relate,
I
हाँ,
can
so you can relate with
prove
Timoshenko,
it
I
that
think. মানে
that theta
টিমোশেঙ্কোর
is.
বইটা, হ্যাঁ, বলো বলো।
I just want to prove or something convincing that
বুঝতে
that
পেরেছি,
theta which
বুঝতে
is
পেরেছি,
coming by
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ।
torsion is that just similar to
ওইটা
which is
ডাউটটা
coming by
হবেই,
torsion
ওই
of the.
ডাউটটা হবেই, বিকজ হ্যাঁ এক্স্যাক্টলি ওই ডাউটটা হবেই, কারণ ওই ডাউটটা তো ভান্ডারি এমন ভাবে করেছে না, ওটাকে স্ট্রেটেন করে দিয়ে কার্ড করেছে, সো ওই ডাউটটা হবে, ওটা আমি নেক্সট ডে এক্সপ্লেন করে দেবো। আমার সাজেশন হচ্ছে, জাস্ট মাই সাজেশন ইজ ইউ সি দ্য ডেরিভেশন ইন টিমোশেঙ্কো, ইটস নট গিভেন ইন বিয়ার জনস্টন, ঠিক আছে, or not very in a very good way in also Pierre Goudin also. তো তুমি একটু টিমোশেঙ্কোটা ফলো করো, নেক্সট ডে আমি আবার এক্সপ্লেন করে দেবো।
Okay,
সো
sir.
আমি কি এতে যেতে পারি? ক্যান আই মুভ টু লাইক যেটাতে আমি ডিসকাস করতে চাই সেটাতে যেতে পারি? ওই মানে সবাই কি লগ ইন করে গেছে?
Students are
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ,
approximately this number present in every classes. So you know that.
তো আমি স্টার্ট করে দিচ্ছি। হ্যাঁ,
Okay.
ওয়েট করবো বলছো? আমি ঠিক শুনতে পাচ্ছি না।
No, sir.
আমি স্টার্ট করে দিচ্ছি। Present screen আছে, so I am in the present screen mode, so I hope many of the students can follow from there also, ঠিক আছে। এমনি একটু নেটওয়ার্ক কানেক্টিভিটি নিয়ে একটু সমস্যা চলছে, ঠিক আছে আমার, at least from my end there is some problems in network connectivity, so একবার তো হোয়াইট বোর্ড শুরু করলাম, কোথায় চলে গেল? So last day we had discussed that I am taking a case of a uniaxial tension on a prismatic bar, and then I am trying to derive what is the, so we know what are the stresses that will be acting on a normal cross section. So that generally we know like sigma x will be equal to p by a. So since I am loading the thing in the x direction or in the longitudinal direction, I should be having like sigma x is equal to p by a. That I know. But if someone asks me, but whatever what happens like in real scenario, real world scenario is, I have given some pictures in the Google Classroom. If you could like see that I have given a picture of reinforced concrete. So if you see that if reinforced concrete, what is the failure pattern? So if you see that it's like failing at an angle of 45 degree. Okay, so you have seen whenever we are doing a uniaxial testing, like say in the tensile testing, like in the UTM machine, you will be doing some tests on mild steel specimens and all those things. So whenever you do like all those tests, you will see that the specimen actually cracks at certain orientations. Like the orientations are roughly 45 degree for mild steel, roughly 45 degree for reinforced concrete. So reinforced concrete, maybe we may consider that to be a brittle material, short of a brittle material, not totally brittle. So if you consider mild steel, that breaks at say 45 degree angle. If you consider cast iron and all, cast iron we don't do a like tensile testing, because cast iron is not supposed to, it's not supposed to take like tensile test. So we do like compression testing of all those things, like most of the civil materials like brick, concrete, and all those things. Actually we do go for compression test. But whenever you go for all those sorts of tests, you can see like actually they are actually breaking at certain orientations which are like say 45 degree or closer to 45 degree and all. So how is this happening? So that is why we might be interested to find out that what stresses that are acting on the normal cross sections. So you might have been so we might also have to consider what are the stresses that are acting on planes that are inclined, or planes that have some inclinations with the x-axis. So we need to find out what are the stresses that are acting on the inclined planes. So in order to find that, so first we have to define a plane. So in order to define a plane, how do we define that? So suppose I am taking that so I had discussed it in the last class. So suppose I am having a say prismatic bar that has been loaded in the longitudinal direction by a load of P. So general thing is like we do is sigma x is equal to P by A. But what if I tell you that you have to find out what are the stresses that are acting at any plane that is having certain orientation, say I am considering a plane like this. So suppose say I am having a plane like this. So what is the like stress acting on such a plane. So that is the thing that I intend to find out. So in order to do that, so first I have to define a plane, the orientation of a plane. So define the orientation of a plane, I have to, so as we know, like any plane that is defined by its normal. So what I do is say, suppose, so this one, so this one, so say Mn is a normal cross section, and I am assuming that I am taking a inclined or an oblique cross section PQ. So if this one is the oblique cross section PQ, so how to define it? So we can define it like, suppose the normal to the thing. So suppose this is the normal to the cross section. So that is actually making a certain angle theta with the x direction. So suppose say this is theta. Okay, so now if I draw what are the forces acting on this cross section. So I need a more bit of space, so it's very easy to explain in the university boards. But since I have to every time scroll through the pages, so it becomes difficult. But I hope that you can get the concepts at least from the things that I tend to discuss. So suppose this is the inclined plane. So the thing, so I am just taking one part. So I am just taking one part. So suppose this is the x direction I am considering, and suppose this is the y direction I am considering. And what? So suppose say this is the normal direction. So let me call it like n cap. And so this inclination is theta actually. So I have considered that the plane is actually making an angle of, or the normal to the plane is actually making an angle of theta with the x axis. So if this one is theta, so this is 90 minus theta theta. So this one again will be theta. So now I intend to find out what is the stress acting on this normal cross section. So let me call it like sigma n, and like so one thing like I am taking it to be like tau. Say I am calling it as tau n because I intend to find out what is the normal, what is the like stresses acting on the oblique plane, wherein the normal to the oblique plane actually makes an angle of theta with the x axis. So I am denoting the stresses on the oblique plane to be like sigma n and tau n. In the book of Beer-Johnston, they have defined it like sigma theta, tau theta, and various other books. You can actually find many like nomenclatures they have used, but this is the nomenclature that I am using. Number one. Number two is the basic thing is like generally Beer and Johnston some avoids, because why? Because see, so what is the actually the sign convention that I should be following? So suppose I am assuming that these are the two parts into which I have divided the structure that I had drawn in the previous page. So whenever I am dividing into two structures, I have to define what is the positive stresses and what are the negative stresses. So in order to define, last day I have told you that whenever I am considering a normal stress, so suppose normal stresses are like, say, suppose sigma x, sigma y, all those are our normal stresses. So I am only encountering sigma x, sigma y because I have taken only two-dimensional stress system, not the sigma z thing. All those things we have not taken into picture because I am assuming it to be a plane stress condition. So wherein it's in a plane stress condition, you can see that I am assuming that there is loading only in the xy plane. So whenever you are having loading only in the xy plane, you should be having sigma x and sigma y. So you are actually reducing a 3D problem to a 2D problem. So you are only having sigma x, sigma y, not the parts like all the z parts we have made it at 0 on the last class, like plane stress problem like sigma z, tau xz, tau yz, all those things have reduced to 0. So we should be having sigma x and sigma y. So sigma x, sigma y are normal stresses. So whenever they are tensile, we should be taking them to be as positive. What about the shear stresses? So shear stresses as the things that we had discussed. So whatever are the things that we had discussed in like when discussing like SF and BM diagrams. So we have taken like, suppose the shear stresses. So whenever they are having a clockwise sense of rotation about the clockwise rotational sense about a center in the body. So suppose if I consider that this is the center of the element that I am considering. So this stress system, so this tau, if I say tau n, so this tau n is actually rotating it in the clockwise direction, trying to rotate this one in the clockwise direction. Again, for this element, if I had considered, so this should be the positive sense. So whenever the shear stress is trying to rotate the element or having a like clockwise movement about the center of the element that you are considering, so we should be taking it to be positive. So this is the sense that I have taken. This sense has been taken very correctly in the book of Timoshenko and Young. But in the book of Beer and Johnston, what they have done is they have taken tau n in the upward direction. So whenever I will be doing like all the derivations and all, so generally all of them try to follow the book of Timoshenko. But since most of the problems, I generally don't do any problems on Timoshenko because I always find the book of Beer-Johnston to be a vast resource of problems. So I will be following whatever is the convention done in Beer and Johnston. But you always have to bear in mind that one thing very wrongly has been mentioned, or rather they have taken the different convention. So by their convention, they have taken that whenever the shear stress is causing anti-clockwise rotation, that will be positive. So that is the convention that has been followed by Beer and Johnston. But generally the thing is always this is the basic thing that we generally follow is whenever the shear stress is having a clockwise rotation, clockwise movement about the center of the element, we take it as positive. So this is the general thing that I am taking. Okay? So whenever you go to the book of Beer, this is the derivation that I have rather taken from Timoshenko and Young. You can go for Timoshenko and Young, but whenever you follow Beer Johnston or the problems from Beer Johnston, so and at that place I will be explaining how the sign conventions will differ. But always the basic thing is whenever it's having a clockwise movement, like in this case tau n is having a clockwise rotation about the center of the element. So this is the center of the element. So this tau n is actually trying to rotate this element clockwise. So that is why tau n is the positive direction. So that sigma n and tau n I intend to find out. Okay, so these are the sign conventions. So normal stresses, whenever they are whenever they are tensile, we take it positive, and whenever they are and shear stresses, whenever it tries to rotate an element in the clockwise direction, we take it as positive. So it is very clearly mentioned in the book of Timoshenko and Young. I will share the pages with you. If you can find your time, then you can also find this derivation in Timoshenko Young, where the sign conventions have been correctly mentioned, have been exactly mentioned. Okay, so now going back to the derivation. So now this is the stress. So this is the derivation regarding the stresses. So now I have to find out what are the areas. So as I had told you in the last class that the stress is a tensor. So whenever you are causing a change in the orientation of the plane on which they are acting, so you have to find out what are the orientation of the planes actually. So now, so let us assume that this one. So this one. I can take it like, so say this one is dAx. So let this one be dAx. This one is, I'm calling it as dAy, and this one I'm calling it as dAn. Okay, so these are actually 3D planes actually. So you can draw them in 3D also. So this is the actual thing like that has been cut out from the thing actually. So it is a sort of thing like this. So this one actually I'm calling it as dN. This face I'm calling it as the dN, the plane that is inclined. So the area of the inclined plane I'm taking it to be dAn. You're able to listen to me? Okay, so
Yes,
the
sir.
inclined plane
Yes, sir.
area I'm taking it to be dAn, like the plane that is perpendicular to the x-axis I'm taking it as dAx. The area that is perpendicular to the y-axis I'm taking it like as dAy. Okay, so what are the forces? So if I want to draw a force balance on the system, so this is sigma n into dAn. Okay. So what are the other forces acting on this system? So I can compute it in this figure itself. So this is, so space is very limited for me. Not at a board and motto jodi hoto, I could have taken much liberty in describing all those things. Like, so these are the two forces that are acting on the system. So you are having sigma n dAn, and this is the force like sigma x and dAx. So if I write the force balance equation, so I am now balancing the forces in the normal direction. So this is my n cap direction, and this is the t cap direction. So I'm balancing the forces in the n cap direction. So now if I find the equilibrium of the forces in the n cap direction, so what are the forces acting in the n cap direction? So you just write all those things like sigma fx and all. So like balance in the x. So I'm just writing balancing the forces in n cap direction. So what I should be getting is sigma n into dAn, that should be equal to sigma x into dAx into cos theta. Correct. So this one is the force sigma n dAn, and this is the force sigma x dAx. So its component in the n direction is cos theta. So let's find out what is the relation between dAn and dAx. So you can directly derive the relations from the figure. Like, so what is so if I go back to this picture, so what is like cos theta? So cos theta will be equal to, so which one is theta? Let me just find out. So this one is theta. So cos theta will be equal to base by hypotenuse, right? So base by hypotenuse. So dAx by dAn. Okay. So cos theta will be equal to dAx divided by dAn. So what will be dAx? So dAx should be equal to dAn into cos theta. So if I put the values like here, equal to, okay. So if I now put the value, so what I am having is like sigma n into dAn, that is equal to your sigma x into dAx is your dAn into cos theta into cos theta. So I hope you can understand that dA and dAn, they cannot be zero. So I am cancelling them out. So sigma n will be equal to sigma x into cos square theta. Or if I put like sigma x is equal to p by a, I can be having like sigma n that is equal to p by a into cos square theta. So from this expression, you can correctly understand that the stress is actually dependent. So the stress on any inclined plane, that is actually dependent on the like orientation that you are considering, the orientation of the plane. So if you like put theta is equal to 0, so when you put theta is equal to 0, so sigma n will be coming out to be like sigma x. So cos theta will be becoming equal to 1. So you will be having sigma n is equal to sigma x. So on the y plane actually, so if I put like theta is equal to, I will be doing it later. So just let me balance the forces in the tau direction also. Or what I can do is like so again, like balancing the forces in the tau direction, t directly, tangential direction. So in the t direction, if I balance forces, what I should be having is like tau dn, that should be equal to, just you can check also, so that is sigma x dx into sine theta. So just from this one, so you are having sigma x dx, so it should be having cos component here and it should be having the sine component here. Okay, so what I am, so এখান থেকে আমরা পাবো হচ্ছে, so what is dAx? So dAx is again your cos theta. So if I put all the values, so I should be having like dAn coming, I am cancelling out dAn, space is short, very short, so I have to just, so that should be equal to your sigma x into dAx. So what is dAx? So dAx is your dAn is cancels out, so you should be having like sine theta into cos theta. So that is equal to, if I take half as common, so I should be having half of sigma x into sine 2 theta. So this is the expression for the tau value. So what are the things that we had got? So let's first see what are the things we have got. So we have got sigma n that is equal to your sigma n that is equal to sigma x cos square theta. So this is sigma x cos square theta and tau n that is equal to half of sigma x into sine 2 theta. ঠিক আছে? So let's find out what are the things that that we get is like, so when theta is equal to 0, so like write sigma n and let's like write tau n. So when theta is equal to 0, so when I'm putting like theta is equal to 0, so theta is equal to 0 means the x plane actually. So what you are getting is like, so sigma n will come out to be sigma x, and what will be tau n? So tau n, this one will come out to be 0, so it should be 0. Because you don't have any shear stresses acting on the like x direction actually. So that is why tau n will come out to be 0. Now if I put like theta is equal to your say 90 degree. So on the 90 degree plane, so sigma n will be actually sigma y. So since sigma y is actually 0, so this should come out to be 0. So you put theta is equal to 90 degree here. So cos 90 is 0. So this one sigma n comes out to be 0. And you put theta is equal to 90 degree here. So you are getting like tau ta koto pacho, again you are getting it to be 0. Correct? বুঝতে পারছো? Then again you put theta is equal to 180 degrees. So if you like put theta is equal to 180 degree, so you should be getting the other side sigma x actually. So again it will be coming out to be sigma x and this will turn out to be 0. So this is the thing that you can understand, that the stress is actually dependent on the orientation. So in this way I have taken just three values, 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree. So you can take like 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree, whatever is the plane, any plane that you consider at any orientation, actually that should be carrying some amount of the stresses given by like 30 degree. On a 30 degree plane, what are the stresses? What are the 45 degree plane, 70 degree plane, 90 degree plane? So in this way, as you go on changing the orientation of the planes actually, so you are also going on changing the stresses acting on the inclined plane. Number one. Number two is, so where actually this tau n gets its maximum value, so I can very well find out what is maximum value of this like tau n should come out to be. So for tau n to be maximum, what I should be having is sine theta should be equal to 1. So for tau n to be a maximum, so for tau n to be a maximum, I should be having like sine 2 theta that is equal to 1. So sine 2 theta 1 means 2 theta that should be 2 theta that should be equal to 90 degree, or theta is equal to actually 45 degree or pi by 4. Understood? So where the shear is getting a maximum value, so the maximum value of the shear stress at that point So that should be equal to, so the maximum value of the shear stress that should be coming out to be something like কি হবে, the maximum value should be sigma x by 2. So whatever as the normal stress is developed, so the maximum shear stress developed is actually half the normal stresses. So now if I consider a material made of a mild steel specimen, so generally in a mild steel specimen what I'm having is like for mild
একটু দেখান না।
Sir, is this the reason why the mild steel specimen cracks at 45 degree?
হ্যাঁ বলবো দাঁড়াও, সবই বলবো, দাঁড়াও আমি বলে নি তারপরে কোয়েশ্চেন করো। হ্যাঁ বলবো আমি আগে বলে নি, জিনিসটা কমপ্লিট করি তারপরে একটু কোয়েশ্চেন করো। আচ্ছা আগের জন একজন কি ডাউটস বললে, ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ এনি ডাউটস ইন দা মানে ইন ফলোইং দ্য থিংস সেটা বলো, তারপরে আমি সবকটা জিনিসই বলবো আস্তে আস্তে। কে একটু জিজ্ঞেস করছিল, someone was asking like if you want to see the previous page, you want to see this page or you want to see this page?
হ্যাঁ স্যার
হ্যালো,
ঠিক
কে
আছে।
একটু জিজ্ঞেস করলে না?
হুম,
হ্যাঁ
ঠিক
বলো
আছে।
বলো। হ্যাঁ জগদীশ বলো কি প্রবলেম?
ওই টাউ এন্টাসের কি করলেন মানে ওই ডেরিভেশনটাকে আবার দেখুন।
হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা টাওয়েনের ডেরিভেশনটা কিছুই না, মানে আচ্ছা দাঁড়াও, মানে তোমার কিছুই না, এই ধরো টাওয়েনটা তো এই ডাইরেকশনে আছে, সো দিস ইজ দ্য টি ক্যাপ ডাইরেকশন, এইটা হচ্ছে আমার টি ক্যাপ ডাইরেকশন। তাহলে আমি যদি সো ইন দিস ডাইরেকশন আই এম হ্যাভিং এ ফোর্স অফ সিগমা এক্স ডি এক্স, সো টাওয়েন মানে কি, মানে এইটা ব্যালেন্স করলে হবে না, এটা তো স্ট্রেসটা। আচ্ছা দাঁড়াও আমি টাওয়েনটা আমি জাস্ট ড্রয়িং একটু আলাদা করে দিচ্ছি।
শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
Please get on with your doubts, মানে step wise whatever are the doubts you are having, please get on with that. Unless you get on with that, I also can't understand whether হ্যাঁ শুনতে পাচ্ছি বলো।
আচ্ছা বলছি কি, মানে আমার নেটওয়ার্ক ইস্যুর জন্য আমি অনেকক্ষণ ধরে বলছি, শুনতে না এত কিছু করার চেষ্টা করছি, দেখে নেবেন তো, মানে মাঝখানে
আচ্ছা, join করছে?
ব্রেক হলো,
আচ্ছা,
তাই
আচ্ছা,
একটু
আচ্ছা।
বললাম। হ্যাঁ
Yes, sir.
ও আচ্ছা না ঠিক আছে, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই, বলো
অন্য কোথাও কোনো
না এগুলো বলবে, এগুলো কোনো অসুবিধা নেই, সেটা কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। সবসময় যদি কেউ লগ ইন করতে চায় জাস্ট গেট ইন, মানে না আমি মাঝে তুমি বলেছো আমি শুনতে পাইনি, সত্যি কথা আমি পড়াচ্ছিলাম না, আমি খেয়াল করিনি। কেউ লগ ইন করতে চাইলে অন্য কেউ বলে দেবে। ঠিক আছে, আমি একটু ওয়েট করে যাচ্ছি, 2-3 মিনিট আমি ওয়েট করছি, দেখে নিচ্ছি কেউ লগ ইন করছে কিনা। মানে সিলেবাসটা অনেকটা পিছিয়ে গেছে, মাঝে একটু ফাস্ট হয়ে গেছিল, মাঝে নেক্সট লাস্ট উইকটা একটু কম পড়ানো হয়েছে মনে হয়, সেই জন্য একটু পিছিয়ে গেছে বলে আমি তাড়াহুড়ো করছি, আবার নেক্সট উইক থেকে আবার স্লো ডাউন হয়ে যাবো, ঠিক আছে?
স্যার বেসিক্যালি আর তিনটে চ্যাপ্টার বাকি তো, মানে ডিফ্লেকশন অফ বিমস, কলামস আর এই মোর্স।
কমপ্লেক্স হবে, মানে টোটাল থিং ইজ লেফট। এত ছোট এত কয়েকটা প্রবলেম করিয়ে 3-4টে প্রবলেম করিয়ে কি একটা চ্যাপ্টার শেষ করা যায়? টরশন বা so মানে everything is left. The basic I am trying to explain. B.R. Johnston I always refer you because B.R. Johnston is a book that will help you till your 4th year. The concepts are very clearly mentioned and you don't find very less mistakes, ঠিক আছে? I don't go for Timoshenko. I always
But,
prefer that you go for
a lot
B.R. Johnston.
a huge number of questions have
Okay,
no
you can have okay, you can have contradictions. I can understand. You can have contradictions on that. Which book is for? It is my opinion. ঠিক আছে? You can take it. If you don't want, you don't take it. ঠিক আছে? It is my opinion that always B.R. Johnston is a very কি বলবো, very good textbook. For me, it's a very good textbook. That is why I
Yes,
suggest
sir. Very
students.
very
ঠিক আছে?
practical.
That is,
and
now you want to
important
take
book.
it, you can take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. But that's my suggestion only. Whatever I tell you is a suggestion. You can follow it, you cannot follow it. ঠিক আছে? Always I can give you suggestions. The things I have mostly learned from B.R. Johnston and Timoshenko also. At our times, I have told you that we had Gear and Timoshenko. So generally, I also sometimes open the book of Gear and Gear Goodnow it has now become. So these 3 books, at least you should be having the PDFs with you. At our times, there used to be no PDF. So at least at your time, you can be having the PDF. So always, whenever you are facing some problem, just open these 3 books. Any one of them, you can clear your doubts at one go. Any one of the books you feel like.
স্যার
For me, it is always B.R. and Johnston.
প্রিয়াংশু মন্ডল করেছেন? জাস্ট জিজ্ঞেস
হ্যাঁ
করছি
প্রিয়াংশু কি বল?
প্রিয়াংশু মন্ডল বলে কাউকে অ্যাড করেছে?
ওর হয়ে গেছে।
প্রিয়াংশু মন্ডল বলে
Yes, yes,
আচ্ছা,
yes,
শোনো,
yes.
আমি তো অতটা দেখি না এখন, আমি তো অতটা দেখে অ্যাড করি, যে লগ ইন করতে আসছে আমি তাকে লগ ইন করে দিচ্ছি, সেটা তো একটু দেখা সম্ভব। প্রিয়াঙ্কু মন্ডল, হ্যাঁ আছে,
লিস্টে
প্রিয়াঙ্কু
আছে।
মন্ডল আছে, লিস্টে দেখাচ্ছে at least। প্রিয়াঙ্কু মন্ডল রোল নাম্বারও দিল, he has given his roll number। ঠিক আছে, আমার মনে হয় অনেকেই জয়েন করে গেছে। আর এবার তাহলে যাবো ওখানে নাকি? আর
হ্যাঁ,
কেউ
sure,
লিখছে
sure.
তোমাদের হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে চেক করো কেউ লিখছে কিনা।
আমি এবার মেসেজ করেছিলাম যদি কেউ জয়েন করতে, কিন্তু আর কেউ লেখেনি তো।
ওকে,
আরে অলরেডি 32 জন হয়ে
স্বপ্নিলের মনে হচ্ছে
গেছে।
নেটওয়ার্ক কানেকশন আছে, স্বপ্নিলের মনে হচ্ছে আজকে নেটওয়ার্কের সমস্যা আছে, আওয়াজটা শোনা যাচ্ছে না, মানে আওয়াজটা বারবার
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
from my end it's coming like just some sounds, I cannot listen। মনে হয় তোমার এন্ডে আছে নেটওয়ার্ক কানেকশন আছে। আচ্ছা, সো নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম আর কি। সো আচ্ছা, সো যেটা আমি ডিসকাস করছিলাম, সো আই ওয়াজ হ্যাভিং লাইক, সো সে দিস ইজ দ্য ফোর্স থিংস আই এম রাইটিং। সো দিস ইজ sigma x into dx, so this is the force। So you can understand it from the other side actually. So this is sigma x is actually acting on dx actually. And what is the force? So tau n is actually acting on this plane actually. So it should be having like tau n into dan. If I like balance the forces, so what are its components? So this one is actually n cap. So this one is the theta. So if this one is theta, so what will be the component of this one? So it should be sigma x dx into your sine theta. So that sine theta component I had balanced. So just you can see like I have balanced the sine theta component, and then I have replaced like this dx actually. So this dx in terms of cos theta I have written it down, and then I have done the things. Okay, so coming back to the discussions that I was having, so up to this I had discussed. So you can see that the maximum stress actually maximum value of the shear stress that okay, sir. So what is the value of the maximum normal stress? So the value of the maximum normal stress will be equal to your sigma x only, because sigma x is actually the normal plane actually. So that on it actually. So if I intend to find out what is sigma n maximum, so that should be equal to sigma x. So from there you can at least understand that tau max is equal to so always the maximum shear stress developed is actually half of the maximum normal stress developed. So when we go for more circle, amra aro better kore we can visualize it, but at least from this expression you can understand that the maximum shear stress that actually gets developed is half of the actually the normal stress that's getting developed. So now if I consider a material, suppose say mild steel or many certain materials, if we consider that, so for mild steel I'm giving you out some values. So for mild steels we are having the sigma level value, or the maximum normal stress that it can bear. So sigma level for mild steel is like 210 megapascal, and the tau level for mild steel that is only 90 megapascal. Okay, so you can see that a mild steel specimen, it's actually weaker in shear. So whenever actually a material is weaker in shear, so it must fail for the maximum shear stresses, because this is the value it's attaining fast. So that is why, since mild steel is actually weaker in shear, so it will actually break by shear. So whenever I am loading a mild steel, so what happens like tensile testing of a specimen. So whenever I go for a tensile testing of a specimen, so tensile testing means I am loading it uniaxially, just like the things that I discussed. So suppose I am having a mild steel specimen as like this, and in tensile test what we do is on both the sides you are having two jaws actually. One is a movable jaw, one is a fixed jaw, and all those things you will be all those things. So on a UTM machines, this uniaxial testing or tensile testing, what we call it. So this sort of a testing is carried out on a UTM machine. Okay? So for a mild steel that I had discussed, so for a mild steel specimen, you can find out all those data for wood and all those things like RCC, reinforced concretes, and all this data are there available with me in my note actually. You can also find it out from the internet also. That's a very easy thing. So what is the tau level value? So the tau level value is something like 90 megapascal, and the sigma level value, the maximum normal stress that it can bear, is like 210 megapascal. So you can see that mild steel is actually weaker in shear. So whenever it's attaining the lower value of shear, actually it will fail by shearing. So it is actually weaker in shear. So always, since mild steel is actually weaker in shear, so it will actually fail by shearing. So whenever the stress is actually getting developed on the different planes actually, so whenever the stress value or the shear stress value it attains 90 megapascal, the material will crack. It won't wait for 210 megapascal. So that is why mild steel it always fails by shear. But you can see that I am loading the specimen in tension actually. So the general perception should be like it should fail by ki bolbo, like it should fail by fail due to the normal stress actually. But what happens is whenever you are loading it, it actually gets negged. So there should be a reduction. There should be an increase in the length. So what happens is there is a reduction in the length in the in the cross section actually. So this is something that is known as necking. So necking means at a certain cross section actually there is a reduction at a certain point actually along the length. There is a reduction in the cross sectional area. And if we observe these points actually after the breakage also, if we consider, so these are the sleep planes. So these are the sleep planes. So the material actually sleeps along these lines. So it actually fails by sleeping. So these are known as the Lauder lines. So these Lauder lines, they are actually inclined to the axis actually. So if I consider the axis actually, so they are actually inclined at 45 degrees on any direction actually if you take. So this is the axis of the loading actually that we had derived just now. So this angle is 45 degree. So there is actually sleeping in the 45 degree planes actually. So this 45 degree planes, so the material actually cracks in this 45 degree plane, so that after cracking it takes a shape of a cup and cone type of fracture. So the cup and cone fracture, I'm trying to draw it. It's difficult to draw. So it's something like this. So you can understand that this was the 45 degree fracture point actually. So the two specimen actually gets apart. So this is the loading. So loading has been removed. So they actually break at 45 degree planes. So you can understand that since a specimen like mild steel, it is weaker in shear. That is, the tau level value for mild steel is much less than the sigma level value. So the material will break by shear, and whenever it breaks by shear, understand that where the maximum shear stress is occurring. So the maximum shear stress is occurring on the planes that are at 45 degree to the x-axis of the plane of the plane of loading. So that is why there will be some sleep bands, or these sleep bands are known as Lauder lines. So these Lauder lines are inclined at 45 degree to your plane of or the line of loading. So actually the mild steel, though you are actually loading it in the normal direction, so actually you can have a perception that I am loading it in the longitudinal direction. So it must fail by it must fail in the axial tension actually, but it doesn't fail in tension. It actually fails in shear. Why? Because the mild steel is having a much lower allowable shear stress value. So whenever on any inclined plane, so at which plane actually the maximum shear stress is going to develop? The maximum shear stress is going to develop on a 45 degree plane. So all those 45 degree sleep bands actually. So you can understand that this is actually a circular sort of thing. So all those sleep bands, because so I have drawn it like two lines only, but if you consider circumference, so it is having these sort of lines are inclined at 360 degree actually. So all those sleep bands actually, so on all those planes actually, there is slipping of the specimen. So along this 45 degree line, the specimen finally fractures or cracks. So I have shown you like RCC actually, RCC concrete actually. So that is actually RCC is also a brittle material. So I have shown you its fracture actually in a Google Classroom thing. I have given you a picture. Actually, it was actually in bending. That was not a case of uniaxial loading. This is the case of uniaxial loading. And I have shown you an example of like bending actually. So on the UTM machine, you can also do a bending test. You can do either you can do a 3-point bending test, you can do a 4-point bending test. All those sort of bending tests you have done. We have studied bending, but how to test that bending in a like laboratory setup? So in a laboratory setup, we can be having like 3-point bending, 4-point bending, all those things. So whenever we load a like RCC specimen on a 3-point bending or a 4-point bending, what happens is it will be having two fracture modes. One is the flexural mode, actually the failure by bend, and number 2 will be the failure by shear. So the failure by shear lines will be along those 45 degree inclined lines, which you can see on those figures. Like even if you like crack wood, so suppose you can see that a wood actually it's like in compression. So wood is actually composite material. It's not like falling in the category of like MS, and it's like not falling in the category of like brittle materials like cast iron or like civil specimens like those RCCs and all this. It's a totally composite material. So even the fibers actually they will crack out at angles of 45 degree. So that is one thing, but you have to always find out what are those values. So these values might be of interest for other materials. If you take a cast iron specimen, it is actually having a high compressive strength. So that is why we don't do a like tensile test on a cast iron specimen. Okay. So after this is clear, I hope. So next part that we will be moving to is the complementary part. So till now, so let's now find out what are known as complementary stresses or complementary shear stresses. Okay, so complementary shear stresses is like, suppose we have taken the specimen something like this. So as I told you that you can be having like orientations of. So this one is the like normal cross section, which we call it like MN, and then this one is the inclined cross section or the oblique cross section, which I'm taking it to be like PQ. So you can be having like, so the same thing will be occurring on the P prime Q prime plane actually. So you can say that, sir, I am not rotating in the, so you have taken theta to be in the clockwise direction, or you have actually rotated MN in the like I think on the anti-clockwise direction. What if I rotate it in the clockwise direction by theta? So I should be getting the same value, right? Or wrong?
Yes, sir, same value হবে।
I am actually rotating the plane by 30 theta by plus theta in the plus theta. So if I rotate it by minus theta, I should be getting the same orientation actually. Okay, so let's check it whether we are getting the same thing. So those are known as complementary stresses. So they are actually like separated by an angle of 90 degrees. So what happens is, so let's check like what are the values that we are getting. So the values that we are getting for sigma n, we have got something like, so for sigma n, we have got like sigma n is equal to sigma x cos square theta.
স্যার
And
বিমটাকে
now,
রোটেট করে দিলেই তো আগের পজিশনে চলে আসবে।
no, আমি rotate করাচ্ছি না। I haven't rotated this one. I have just made it like I want to find out just suppose any angle theta. Don't rotate it. I am saying that say this PQ. You can ask me, sir, PQ you rotated in the anti-clockwise direction. Or PQ it was inclined 30 theta on this direction. So what if I rotate it? What if I take it from the other side? মানে ধরো আমি যদি এটাকে এইভাবে নিতাম, সো ধরো এইখানে আমার থিটাটা ছিল কিরকম ভাবে, সাপোজ এইভাবে আমি যদি ধরি, ধরো, সো ইফ আই টেক ইট সামথিং লাইক দিস, সো দিস ওয়ান ওয়াজ ইয়োর থিটা, লাইক which one you took theta, this one you took it as theta. So you can say, sir, what happens when I take it on the other side? Correct, আমি বলতে পারি স্যার এটা অন্য সাইডে যদি আমি নিতাম তাহলে কি হতো। So what if I rotate it on the other side? Or you can understand it from this diagram. Say suppose in this diagram what happens is, এই ডায়াগ্রামটা দিস, ওটা মুছেই ফেলেছি বোধহয় না, দাঁড়াও এইটা। So you can see that I have taken this one on this side. So you can see that PQ is having an orientation of theta. So MN actually I have rotated MN by theta on the theta anti-clockwise.
স্যার আমিও তো সেটাই বলছি স্যার, মানে ওই অ্যাক্সিয়াল ডাইরেকশনে ওটাকে রোটেট করব।
আচ্ছা তুমি যেটাই বলো সেটা একটু ইংলিশে বলো, that's my request. Because many students are there who don't understand English, and what happens is whenever you speak in Bengali, I also will switch to Bengali, so they won't be able to understand what we are discussing. Bolo?
Sir, I was suggesting that we can rotate the rod in axial direction along its length.
Axial along its length.
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, না আমরা রড ইজ রিমেনিং অ্যাজ ইট ইজ, মানে এই রডটা এটাকে আমরা রোটেট করছি না। উই আর জাস্ট ইন্টেন্ডিং টু ফাইন্ড আউট হোয়াট আর দ্য স্ট্রেসেস অন ডিফারেন্ট প্লেনস। মানে আই এম জাস্ট কাটিং দ্য রড, মানে আই এম টেকিং সাম সেকশনস, সো আই এম জাস্ট কাটিং আউট আ সেকশনস অফ দিস, সো আই এম জাস্ট কাটিং আউট আ সেকশন। I am not rotating this rod, this total rod I cannot rotate. This is fixed actually. I am not rotating. I am just creating some planes, and I intend to find out what are the stresses on that planes, knowing that stress actually changes with the planes also. That is the first thing that I have told you. So whenever you are taking planes at different orientations actually, so suppose this is the plane I am considering, so this plane is making some angle with the like vertical actually, so this is the angle it is making with the vertical. ঠিক আছে, so I am just rotating the planes. You can rotate this plane by 360 degree, but you cannot rotate this rod. This rod is remaining as it is. I am having a like specimen like this that has been loaded, and I intend to find out what are the stresses on different cross sections, like this one, this one, this one, this one. So there are many planes along it, correct? So I intend to find out what are the stresses acting on any such oblique plane that is having an any arbitrary orientation theta. But you cannot rotate the entire rod AP. So this rod AP is something that is my system. I cannot rotate this one. I cannot rotate these planes, or the planes on which I intend to find out what are the stresses. Am I able to clear your doubt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you cannot rotate the entire actual loading system. You cannot rotate this one. But that is the loading. I can rotate the plane. I can rotate any plane, and I can find out what is the theta there actually. Knowing that stress is dependent on theta orientation. Acha, a cup and cone fracture, that's a very important thing. A cup and cone fracture you'll be studying later on also. In the book the figures are given. I will also share some pictures actually. Mild-Stills fracture, very common thing. Every book you'll be finding. So sigma n is equal to sigma x cos square theta, and what it was like এটার কত ছিল, so এটা ছিল হচ্ছে half of sigma x into কি ছিল এটা sin 2 theta I think ठीक है. Okay, so let's now replace by theta with 90 plus theta. So now let us replace. So what if the plane actually, so I am rotating, replace theta by 90 degree plus theta. So what if I rotate the planes by 90 degree? ठीक है. So I am having a plane, so I am rotating the plane by 90 degree. So what are the things like acting after 90 degree plus theta? So let's just find out. So sigma n will be equal to what? So it so it should be like sigma x into cos square 90 degree plus theta. So what I should be having? So I should be having something like it is sigma n prime. It cannot be sigma n. It will change. So whenever you are changing the orientation as a tensor, the sigma n value will also change. So sigma n prime will be equal to sigma x sine square theta. And simply tau prime. So if you intend to find out tau prime also, so tau primary expression is put it in sigma half sigma x into sine 2 90 degree plus theta. So it is, so it should be coming out to be the negative of this one. So it is half sigma x into your sine 2 theta. So from here what I can derive is, so sigma n plus sigma n prime. So what is that one? So sigma n plus sigma n prime. So what will be this one? Sigma x plus sigma x cos. So that should be equal to sigma x itself. So sigma x is p by a. So that is a constant. ठीक है. So the stresses acting, so the normal stresses acting on two complementary planes. So any planes that are separated by 90 degree, we call them as complementary planes. So on any complementary planes, you should be having the summation of the normal stresses that should be equal. And what should be tau, and what is the relation between tau and tau prime? So tau and tau prime, the relation will be equal to tau, that is equal to minus tau prime. So the shear stresses are equal in magnitude, but they are opposite in sign. So what are the significance of all those things? So let's now discuss a system where you are having only shear stresses. So the normal stress part we will be taking up later on. So let us consider that I am having a system on which the so let us have a system like this. So this one is tau. So this one is tau and this one is tau. So you are having two stresses, shear stresses. Now this is a plane and this plane is separated from this plane by an angle of 90 degrees. So this is a complementary plane for this one. So what is the stress that will be acting on this complementary plane? So that the stress acting on this complementary plane should be tau prime. So these two actually I am calling it to be tau prime. So from the basic figure, so from the basic orientation of the figure itself, you can understand that whatever is the rotation caused by the whatever is the couple caused by the stresses like tau and tau, they should be balancing out the stresses that are caused by tau prime and tau prime. So tau and tau, they should be carrying a couple of say like tau into their distance, like and tau prime, and they will be like the tau is having a what rotation. So tau is actually giving a this tau and this tau. They are actually giving a clockwise rotation of. They are giving a clockwise rotation, and this tau prime and tau prime, they are giving out actually a rotation of anti-clockwise rotation. So tau and tau prime will be of reverse sign. So just let's prove it also. So now we intend to find out what are the relation between the complementary shear stresses. We have already derived, but we want to find out what is its significance. So this distance, we take it to be ds prime. This is given in the book of Timoshenko. So from the book of Timoshenko now on, we will be doing many things like deriving the relation between Young's modulus and shear modulus. All those things we will be discussing. So this is the one thing that we are discussing is what is the relationship between the complementary shear stresses. So suppose I am having an element ABCD that is in equilibrium under the applied stresses tau and tau prime. So why tau and tau prime? So they are actually complementary to each other because they are acting on planes that are at 90 to each other. So let us assume that dz with the thickness of the element. So I am considering only a 2D element. So it will be having certain amount of thickness of where actually tau prime is acting or where actually tau is acting. So tau is actually acting on certain plane. So it's actually a 3D element. But since dz is actually totally fixed, I don't need to consider what is dz. Okay? So let us assume that dz be the thickness of the element and ds prime. Only we will be needing actually. So ds and ds prime are the length, the edges on which tau and tau prime are acting. So ds is acting, so tau is acting on a length of like, so the force tau or the stress tau. So what is the force that is being caused by tau? So that is actually given by tau into ds into dz. Correct. Similarly for tau prime, so what is tau prime? So tau, the force due to tau prime will be tau prime into ds into dz. So what are the forces? So corresponding forces. So tau is the stress and it is acting on an area of ds and the thickness is dz. So the force will be actually tau into ds into dz. Similarly for tau prime, so what is the force due to tau prime? So tau prime is acting on this face actually. So this length is ds and the area is actually and this thickness. So if I like it একটু যদি just আমি বাড়িয়ে রাখি, so this is something like this, ঠিক আছে, 3D where the thickness is dz, ঠিক আছে. I haven't drawn it due to scarcity of the spaces, nothing else. So what is the force due to tau prime? So the force due to tau prime is tau prime into ds into dz. So now if I balance the couples on any point, on any opposite edge you can balance. Suppose you can balance it at like c or and all. So you should be having like, so what is the clockwise moment? So tau is actually giving a your clockwise moment, right? So theta lagbe na, I don't need c also, ঠিক আছে. So it's giving you a clockwise moment. So what is the moment caused by the couple of tau? Theta সরিয়ে দিলাম. So you should be having like কি হবে, tau into ds into dz. So this is the force into the distance between the forces is actually, or distance between the couples is actually ds prime. That is equal to prime into ds. This should be ds prime, huh? So this should be ds prime into dz into ds. So entire thing actually cancels out, so that you are having tau is equal to tau prime, but with different senses actually. So one is actually causing a clockwise sense, another one is causing a counterclockwise sense. So that is why, so they are actually equal in magnitude, but they are opposite in sign. So whenever you are having an element in equilibrium, all the shear stresses must balance each other, which I had drawn a figure in the last day. I hope you can, I discussed also in the last day that whenever you consider the 3D system actually, so on the front face actually you are having like sigma x, on the back face you are having sigma x plus sigma x, on the back face you should be having minus sigma x. Similarly like the shear stresses, so on the front face you are actually having like tau xz. So on the back face actually on the opposite side you should be having tau xz, or sometimes we call it like tau minus, we put a minus sign so that it becomes tau zx. বোঝা গেল? So that all those complementary shear stresses will be same. So the basic thing that I want to figure out from here is like, whenever I am referring to like, so I won't be needing the other things. What I will be needing is like, since I have considered a plane stress problem, so for a plane stress problem I require sigma x and sigma y, number one. And what else I require? I require tau xy. So I should be having two components. One should be tau xy, other should be tau yx. So what I will be doing is, whenever in our derivations actually we will be putting tau xy as a one thing, which is tau xy, because we can understand that actually tau xy and tau yx are actually similar in value. I mean they will be having the same value. From the next derivation onwards, I will be drawing tau xy and tau yx on the reverse sense, one on the opposite sense. One will be on the top side, one will be on the other side. When one will be giving a clockwise rotation, other will be giving an anti-clockwise rotation, but they should be equal in magnitude actually. So that is why we will be using tau xy and tau yx term interchangeably. So I will interchangeably use the term. So you can ask, sir, why it was tau xy, so the other should be tau yx. Yes, it should be tau yx, but from the like the derivation for the complementary shear stresses, we have arrived to the conclusion that tau xy and tau yx are always. So that is why tau xy and tau yx will always be same in value, and we'll be referring to them by only one notation given by tau xy. Okay, so let's now move to the 2D case. So let's now move to the biaxial stress system. So this was the uniaxial stress system where I had only sigma x. So now I'll be deriving a system where I'll be having like sigma x, sigma y, and tau xy. Okay. So generally for the other classes, what I do is I start from uniaxial stress, then I go for biaxial stress without shear stresses, and then I go for biaxial stress with shear stresses. But for this class, you can understand that it's difficult, very, very difficult for me to write so many things on this one actually. So that is why I will be doing 2 cases, not 3 cases, but generally I do 3 cases for all the classes. For you, I will be doing only 2 cases after 2 minutes. Okay, so 2 minutes break. ঠিক আছে?
Okay, sir.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
ও বাবা, কোথায় গেল? থাক। কি হলো, এটা দেখা যাচ্ছে না কেন? বাড়িয়ে দিচ্ছে, ঠিক আছে থাক। Acha, so let's start with the problem. I just try to draw a rectangle so that I can switch the rectangle here and there, but Jamboard doesn't seem to be helpful to me. So this is a biaxial stress system. So biaxial means you are having stresses in the x direction. So this is sigma x and sigma x. So you are having stresses in the x direction, and similarly you will be having stresses in the y direction. So this is sigma y and sigma y. And what else? What are the like stresses that I'm having? So suppose on this face I am having a shear stress of tau xy. So on this face also I should be having a tau xy. So this tau xy and tau xy actually balances each other. So this plane, so this one is the complementary plane to this plane. So it should be having just the same stress but in the reverse direction. So that this actually, so if this is tau xy, so this should be again x. I'm tau x actually, but I'm calling it by tau xy. So similarly, this one is tau xy, and this is the at the center of the plane. I am defining the x and the y axis. So this is the total. So this is the total biaxial stress system that will be finding out the stresses acting on any inclined oriented plane, having any inclination. So I'm just assuming a plane that is having a just like the previous case actually. So I'm like assuming that I'm having a plane. So that plane is so the normal to the plane. So generally we define a plane by its normal. So this normal to the plane, it actually makes an angle of theta with the x-axis. So that this angle is actually theta. So what I'm doing is I'm separating out this part actually. So let me call it like ABC. So this ABC part actually I'm separating it out, and I'm actually finding out what are the normal and the shear stresses acting on this oblique inclined plane AC. So this is a plane actually. AC na, it can be anything, like it can be say AB. This is ABCD, so this can be like ABE. So we will be separating out triangle ABE. So a triangle ABE is actually it's not a triangle. It's actually something like this sort of thing, which I had drawn in the previous one also. So that is why I draw all the cases actually, so that you get to understand. So eta. So this is the thing actually. I'm just solving it for this part, knowing that this thickness is constant. This dz is actually constant, so that doesn't hamper my mathematical formulations. So this so as in the previous case, so this one will be your DAX, this one will be our DAN, and this one will be DAY, and this inclination I have taken it to be theta. Okay, you're able to understand? So let's first find out what are the inclination of the planes actually. So cos theta will be equal to DAY by DAX. So if I write the expression, so what is cos theta? So cos theta da ki hocche? What is cos theta? Base by hypotenuse. So cos theta will be DAX by DAN. So cos theta will be equal to DAX divided by DAN. So that DAX, that should be equal to DAN into cos theta. Okay? Similarly, what is sin theta? So sin theta will be equal to what? Sin theta will be equal to DAY, perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So DAY, that should be equal to DAN into sin theta. So these are the two things that we will be requiring in order to replace the expressions for DAN. So data main problem is like, let me draw the free body diagram for the part that I had separated out. So it I make to boro kori aakchi, I am drawing out in an enlarged fashion, so that because this is the main thing that we will be like encountering. Okay, so in this direction I should be having a force sigma x. It is acting on dx, so the force is sigma x into dx. In this direction I should be having sigma y into dy. Okay, so this one is the x direction I am taking. This one is the y direction I am taking. Okay, this one is the n cap direction I am taking. So on the normal direction I am having the force of sigma n, and in this direction actually I am having tau n. So I am having an oblique plane. So on the oblique plane I intend to find out what are the forces acting. ठीक है? So on the oblique plane I am having actually, so I am having an oblique plane whose inclination, whose normal actually makes an angle of theta with the x-axis, and I intend to find out what is the normal stress acting on the inclined plane and what is the shear stress acting on the inclined plane, tau n. Okay, so what are the forces are acting on the system? So as per the system in Beer and Johnston, अच्छा, so tau के एरम है नीचे, okay, ठीक है सर, downward and left side. So based on the system that we have drawn in the previous page, so I should be having, so this one, so this one I am having, so what is the force this one? So this force is actually tau x into dAx. So this force is actually, okay, I mean tau x right, I am for a akchi, I am just writing them. I am not drawing them as of now because they will be complicating my system. I will be drawing them later on. So let's find out. So now I am doing a force balance in the n direction. So let's do a force balance in the x direction. So equilibrium in the which direction? In the n cap direction. In the normal direction, I am balancing all the forces. So I am having sigma n into dAn. So that is equal to, so sigma x. So what is the component of sigma x? So sigma x will be having two components. So one is in this direction. So let me take a different color. So I am defining it as two. So this is one direction. So this is the normal direction for this force. This is the tangential direction for this force. Okay, so if this one is theta, this one will be theta, this will be 90 minus theta, this one will be theta, correct? Again, this one is theta, so orientation with this theta, so this one will be theta. So in this direction, so n direction, I am having sigma x dx into cos theta, correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in this direction, you should be having, here I am having sigma n into dAn. So this is in the n direction. So what are in the negative n direction? So in negative n direction, I am having like sigma x dAx into cos theta. So here I will be having the cos theta term. So let me write down that one. So I am having sigma x dAx into cos theta. Okay, next one is, what is the component of sigma y dAy? So sigma y dAy, so in the normal direction, this one is the component. So this is sigma y dAy into sine theta. Plus sigma y into dAy into sine theta. See whether you can understand. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's consider tau xy. So for tau xy, so here I am having the tau xy things. So this is the tau xy. So tau xy, what is the force? So tau xy, it is acting on dAx. So it is tau xy into dAx, and this force, this one will be your tau xy into dAy. Tau xy into dAy. So it is acting on dAy. So this one is dAy. So this force will be tau xy into dAy, and this will be tau xy into dAx. ठीक है? So tau xy dAx. So what should be the component of tau xy dAx in the normal direction? So see, tau xy is actually equivalent to sigma y. So whatever you have got for sigma y, the same thing you should be getting. So that should be So sigma y at so tau xy will be having two components. I can break it here also. So this is one component, this is other component. ठीक है? So what is this component? So this orientation is, so whatever you've got for sigma y, just remember that. So this is theta. So if this is theta, so tau xy component will be tau xy dAx into your sine theta. ठीक है? Plus tau xy dAx into sine theta. ठीक है? Next, let us take tau xy into dy. So what is tau xy into dy? So this is tau xy into dy. So it should again be having two components. So what are the components? I am breaking its tail. So see, so one component is here and one component will be here. ठीक है? So this is देखो tau xy is having the same direction as sigma x. So whatever you have written for sigma x, write that for this tau xy dy. So tau xy component will be, so this angle is actually theta. So since this is theta, you will be having tau xy dy into cos theta. So plus so all are in the other direction of sigma n. So plus tau xy into dy into cos theta. ठीक है? So just check. So for sigma x, the component in the negative n direction is this one, sigma x dx into cos theta, negative n direction. Sigma y is sine theta component, negative n direction. So for this tau xy dAx, you are having this in the negative x direction. And again for tau xy dy, this one is the component in the negative n direction. So now if I balance all the forces, so what I should be having is, so now you just replace the values of dAx and dy. So sigma x into dAx. So what is dAx? So dAx ta ki chilo? So it came out to be dAx was your dA cos theta. So dAn into cos theta. So dAn into cos square theta plus sigma y into dy was sine theta. So that is dAn into sine square theta plus tau xy into dAx. So dAx was dAn cos theta. So that is dAn into sine theta cos theta plus tau xy into dy was your sine theta, right? So that dy into dAn into sine theta into cos theta. So you can see that dAn actually cancels out. So you should be having sigma n, that is equal to sigma x cos square theta plus sigma y sin square theta plus দুটোই positive আছে. So you should be having 2 tau xy into sin theta cos theta. So what you do is you take half as, so you take common half. So you are having sigma x into 2 cos square theta. So this is 2 cos square theta plus half sigma y into 2 sin square theta plus your, this is 2 into sin theta cos theta. So this is 2 tau xy into sin 2 theta. Correct? So I can write it. So what is sigma n? So sigma n, that is half sigma x into 2 cos square theta chilo. So it was 2 cos square theta means it is 1 plus cos 2 theta. 1 plus cos 2 theta plus half sigma y into 1 minus cos 2 theta. It is 2 sin square theta. So it is 1 minus cos 2 theta plus tau xy into sin 2 theta. Okay, so now if I take them as common, so it is half of sigma x plus sigma y plus half of sigma x minus sigma y cos 2 theta plus tau xy sin 2 theta. So this is the expression for sigma n, that is dependent on half of sigma x plus sigma y, half of sigma x minus sigma y. So half of sigma x minus sigma y, when shear stress is not there, it will be actually the maximum tau max. So সেটা আমার explain করা হয়নি unless you draw that for. So এই case B টা করলে এটা আরেকটু clear হতো. Okay, don't need to worry, আমি এটা পরে বলে দেব. So this is the expression for sigma n. You have any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Anyone else? Also, let me get my name. Nishant. निशांत, राहुल, राहुल, राहुल,
यस सर, नो डाउट सर।
समझ में आया? हाँ
Yes,
हाँ,
sir.
समझ में आया?
Yes,
ओके, ठीक है, ये वाला बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। हाँ हाँ, ओके। सो दिस पार्ट व्हाट यू डू इज एट योर होम, ये पार्ट बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट इन द फर्स्ट पार्ट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, बट यू कैन ऑल्सो अप्रिशिएट दैट आई डोंट हैव मच स्पेस। तो घर में इसको थोड़ा ब्रेक करना, ठीक है? इसको घर में ठीक से इसको ब्रेक करके फाइंड आउट व्हाट आर द फोर्सेस, ठीक है? सिग्मा एक्स डी एक्स और सिग्मा वाई डी ए वाई, इसको सही से समझ जाओगे, सो यू कैन डू इट फॉर टाउ एक्स वाई वन ऑल्सो, ठीक है? सो यू हैव ऑल द फोर्सेस, so just multiply them by the corresponding areas. So tau xy dx, tau xy dy, and then you just break them into components and then match them in the n direction. घर में इसको सही से करना, ठीक है? Try it by yourself at your home. Okay.
So in
Hello?
the y plane, so in the y plane, actually it is tau yx, but as two are equal, you are taking it as tau xy. No?
Exactly. They are complementary planes actually. So these two perpendicular things. So this one and this one. So this one and this one. They are actually complementary planes. So that is why I am
Yeah.
taking them to be tau xy both, but in the opposite sense. One is causing clockwise rotation, other is causing
I want
anti-clockwise.
to, yes, sir, yes, sir. I can see.
Exactly. So they are complementary planes. Why? Because they are separated by 90 degrees. So since they are separated by 90 degrees, they are plane complementary planes. So that is why this tau xy, this tau xy, they are same in value, but they should be opposite in sign. That is, this tau xy is clockwise, is anti-clockwise, and this tau xy is causing clockwise movement about the center of the element. ठीक है? बुझले? राहुल,
So the difference in direction.
राहुल रुको राहुल राहुल, हाँ राहुल,
Yes, sir.
घर में इसको करना, ठीक है? घर में इसको टोटल ब्रेकअप करके टोटल करना, इसको फोर्स बैलेंस एवरीथिंग घर में इसको ट्राई करना, ठीक
Okay,
है?
sir.
ओके, सत्यम कुमार,
Yes,
इसको
sir.
ट्राई करना घर में। सत्यम
Yes,
कुमार,
sir.
यू आर आस्किंग समथिंग? हाँ बोलो।
Yes, sir. Sir,
कुछ पूछ रहे थे?
we add. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ बोलो।
Are you listening?
आई
आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. Sir.
एम लिसनिंग, यस यस, गो अहेड सत्यम।
Sir, you said the directions are different, tau xy and in tau xy. Sir, this won't
Okay.
cause any problem in the formula. Like we are adding both.
नहीं, अच्छा, ठीक है। So you have tau xy में ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होता है, so what I do is I only take up that part for you. देखो, okay, I am doing that part. Anyone else is having problem? আর কে আছো? Anyone else? সৌমদীপ কোনো কোশ্চেন করো না। সৌমদীপ, রাজু,
স্যার আমি
রাজু?
করছি স্যার খাতায়।
বুঝতে পারছো তো? হ্যাঁ, এক্স্যাক্টলি, ভেরি গুড, এটা খাতায় করো। ভেরি গুড, ডু ইট ইন ইওর কপি। নিশান্ত,
Sir, ওই যেটা
निशांत,
equal.
उत्कर्ष,
समझ आ रहा है।
शोभ, able to understand. গেল হ্যাং করে। দাঁড়াও এক সেকেন্ড। তো বেশি ইয়ে হয়ে গেলে when it more jams it becomes hang. এনে জ্যাম গুলোকে ক্লিয়ার করে দিই, বাট ক্লিয়ার করে দিলে আবার I cannot refer to the.
Sir,
হ্যাঁ, দাঁড়াও 1 second, দাঁড়াও। Just give me
so
1
why
second.
don't you use OneNote?
OneNote, I don't have that OneNote.
Sir, pre-installed থাকে স্যার।
Sir, ওটা 2007 একটা থাকে
মোবাইলে
sir.
এটা আমি ল্যাপটপে ক্লাস নিচ্ছি এটা।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ল্যাপটপে
আচ্ছা একটু দাঁড়াও, হ্যাং হয়ে গেছে। একটু দাঁড়াও, হ্যাং হয়ে গেছে তো এখন।
থাকবে না স্যার আর।
আচ্ছা, সমস্যা তো সবসময় থাকবে, অনলাইন ক্লাসে সমস্যা থাকবে না হয়?
না, এই যে আপনার লিমিটেড স্পেস, অনেক বড় স্পেস পাবে।
ওকে, ঠিক আছে, আমি দেখবো। এখন দাঁড়াও, একটু ওয়েট করো, দাঁড়াও। এখন তো এটা নিয়ে ভাবতে হবে। জাস্ট 1 মিনিট দাও, এটা একটু হ্যাং করে গেছে। 1 মিনিট। Okay. আচ্ছা এই ক্লাসটা কটা অবধি? 12টা তো না?
ইয়েস স্যার।
ইয়েস স্যার।
আচ্ছা আমি 12টা আমাকে একটু মনে করিয়ে দিও, হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, কারণ আমি পড়াতে পড়াতে হয়তো এটা পার হয়ে যেতে পারে, সো একটু মনে করিয়ে দেবে সব। Okay, so jeta okay, very good. Okay, so someone asked me this one, so I'm just doing this part. A part is difficult, so this part is always a bit difficult. So someone asked something. I remember, I forgot what he asked actually. So let me just explain. So this is the dx part, right? So this is dax. So this is the area dax. So on this, the force acting should be dax dxy into dax. Acha. Since this is a complementary plane, so this one is the complementary plane. So the stress on this has to balance this for this one. Unless it balances this one, so the rotation will happen. So that is why, so in order to balance that one, so this is a clockwise one, this one will be anti-clockwise one. So since this is acting on DAY, so this is tau xy into DAY. Correct? Now I am breaking them. So you forget about the normal forces, they are always there. So let's break it. So now I am having n cap here, and here I am having sigma n. Okay, what else? So if I break this one, so I am breaking its tail. So I am getting two components, so this one and this one. So it will be having two components. So this one is theta. So since this one is theta, this one will be theta. So what will be the component of this tau xy dx? So it will be sine theta component. So if I write it here in short, so dan into sigma n into dn. So that should be equal to tau xy dx. So this will be sine theta. So tau xy dax into sine theta. ঠিক আছে? And for this one, I am again breaking this one. So I am having this one. And at this one, here I will be having one component, and here I will be having one component. So this one is actually, acha, so eta যদি theta hai, so if this one is theta, then this one should be equal to theta. So if this one is theta actually, so you should be having কি হবে এটা বলো? ধরো এটা কি হবে? So xy dy into, so I am taking the normal component. So this should be plus tau xy dy into cos theta. বোঝা গেছে? So this Satyam, you are asking this one?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Just
sir.
repeat the question. Okay. So this is how you break the shear stress components. Now I will be breaking the tau also. I will be breaking that also. So this is how you break the shear stress components to arrive at the results actually. দেখো এটা একটু দেখো, I am giving you 2-3 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can ask. It's very important. This is one thing that if you understand, you get everything. If you one thing you don't understand, you get nothing. This diagram. I am giving you 2 minutes.
So it's just resolution of orthogonal components.
Okay, I am asking the entire class, not one or two. I want to know that everyone in the class has understood this problem. This is very easy, I can understand.
নেটওয়ার্ক ছিল না সেই সময়।
আচ্ছা নেটওয়ার্ক ছিল না, একটু এই ফোর্স সিস্টেমটা একটু দেখো, I can understand. হ্যাঁ তুমি একটু দেখে বোঝার চেষ্টা করো, বাকিটা একটু তুমি ভিডিওটা দেখো, নাহলে তো পুরোটা রিপিট করতে গেলে আর সে ক্লাসে আর শেষ হয়ে গেল, এখানে আর কিছু করানো যাবে না। তুমি 2 মিনিট এটা দেখো, তুমি কোনো প্রবলেম থাকলে আমাকে এখনই জিজ্ঞেস করো।
Sir, in our fluid mechanics, we have this particular concept, sir, in a fluid element. আমার কি নেটওয়ার্ক চলে গেল? হ্যালো,
না রে শুনতে পাচ্ছি, বল।
স্যারের এন্ড থেকে প্রবলেম হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যারের মনে হচ্ছে প্রবলেম হচ্ছে। শিশু আজকেও দেখলি তো অ্যাকাউন্টটা সুইচ করে গেছে।
আমারও অন্যটা হচ্ছিল, কিন্তু আমি সুইচ করে তারপরে লাগালাম।
আমার তো সেটাই চলে আসছে।
না আমি তো তোদেরকে এবারে জাস্ট 3টে কোডের লিংকটা দিলাম, তাতেও সুইচ করছে।
হ্যাঁ দেখ না, তুই আমার ডিবিটা দেখ।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ দেখে বুঝতে পারছি। না, আমি ফার্স্টে দিয়েছিলাম পুরো লিঙ্কটা কপি করে, তারপর দেখলাম যে হচ্ছে না, তখন আমি ওই কত কোডের হয় ওটা মনে হয় 7 কি 8 10 ডিজিটের যে কোডটা হয় সেটা ধরেই শুধু সুদ দিলাম। আমিও পরের দিন
হ্যালো হ্যালো জগদীশ বুঝতে পেরেছো? এবার আমি নেক্সট পার্টে যাব।
হ্যাঁ মোটামুটি
হ্যাঁ?
বুঝতে পেরেছি। হ্যাঁ মোটামুটি বুঝতে পেরেছি।
ঠিক আছে তুমি বাড়িতে বাকিটা টোটাল চেষ্টা করবে, পুরো খাতায় লিখে ডু ইট দ্য এন্টায়ার থিং ইন ইয়োর কপি। আই ওয়ান্ট টু সি নেক্সট ডে আমি কিন্তু যাকে একটা জিজ্ঞেস করবো, আই ক্যান আস্ক এনিওয়ান টু শো হোয়াট হি হ্যাজ ডান ইন হিজ নোটবুক এন্ড অল। ঠিক আছে, এটা টোটাল করবে। আচ্ছা, so next is now I am balancing the forces in the tau n direction. ঠিক আছে, so if I balance the forces in the tau n cap direction, so what I should be having, so ওই লেখাটাই সমস্যা। আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, so আচ্ছা যেটা the thing that I discussed in the beginning was যে tau n এর কিন্তু দেখো in many books, so if you go by the book of Timoshenko you can see that the formulas are different. Just signs will be different. The formulae are same, but the signs are different. Why? Because in this case, you can see that tau x prime, y prime, they have taken in the upward direction. That is causing a negative rotation of the object. On it, a negative actually, as per the sign convention, generally we have used it to opposite হয়ে গেছে. But still, I am following this one. Why? You can ask, sir, why you are following this one, knowing that it has some ambiguity? Because the thing that I tell to the entire class in the entire semester is I always follow Beer-Johnston every problem. So that is why. Unless I follow this derivation of Beer-Johnston, I cannot solve the problems based on them. We will be getting always confused on signs. So I am taking the thing that they have taken. You can take the other sign also. You can take tau in the downward direction also, just I did for uniaxial case. But you will be getting some negatives and all. But nothing changes. I can assure you, nothing changes. So based on the things that I had done up to this, so let's balance the forces in the t-cap direction. So I am balancing all the forces in the t-cap direction. So I am having okay, so তোমরা একটু just keep writing in your copies. Actually, I'm just facing some network issues. Some the pages are getting hanged. ওই যেটা বললাম, always when I am having greater number of jams, it causes these problems. But at least for this case, I cannot clear all the jams and continue. So this problem was bound to come. Sigma d sigma, you have got the expression for sigma n, so just you integrate, just you differentiate it with respect to theta. So I have lost that value, so I am following it from my note. You also do the thing from your notes. So the first term is actually half of sigma x plus sigma y, that actually vanishes out. Correct?
স্যার এটা ডিফারেন্সিয়েট না করেও করা যাবে।
আচ্ছা আমি যেভাবে করাচ্ছি একটু করি, তারপরে পরে দেখা যাবে, ঠিক আছে? আচ্ছা, সো আই এম ফাইন্ডিং আউট ওয়্যার দ্য হ্যালো, আচ্ছা আমি এটা করে নিই, দেন ইউ ক্যান ক্লিয়ার ইট। হ্যাঁ, সো আই ইন্টেন্ড টু ফাইন্ড আউট ওয়্যার I intend to find out where sigma n is maximum. So in order to find that, so it can be an extremum actually. I am intend to find out where it is an extremum. So again, I will be getting two values of theta. I have to find out d2 sigma n by d theta 2, and then I can arrive at the conclusion that I will be having one sigma n max and I will be having one sigma n mean. So there will be two things I am getting from this expression, not any one thing. So if I like do the differentiation for the thing actually, so if you go the expression of sigma n just to follow, like half of sigma x plus sigma y, that is 0. So the next one is actually cos 2 theta. So that will actually cos theta, if you differentiate, that will come out to be negative. The half actually gets cancelled out. So you will be having something like minus half of sigma x minus sigma y into sin 2 theta, half of sin 2 theta, and plus your tau xy, or 2 actually, so it should be like 2. So 2 tau xy into cos 2 theta, so that is equal to 0. So from here again, if I write the expression for tan 2 theta,
এটা তো সেম এক্সপ্রেশনই আসছে অলমোস্ট।
exactly. So very good actually. So we are actually getting the same planes. So actually I am arriving at a plane actually. So that is why I intended to do this thing. So I am actually getting a plane actually where I am getting 2 tau xy divided by plane. So actually on any biaxial stress system actually there is a plane. So there is a plane that has two properties. That carries maximum normal stresses. So there are two planes actually that carries maximum normal stresses and zero shear stresses or no shear stresses. So any such sort of a plane that carries that carries maximum normal stress and has no shear stress and is free from all these shear stresses, we call those planes as principal planes. So principal planes are planes that have some inclination that have inclination theta such that the principal planes are normally, they are planes actually that carry maximum normal stresses and are free from shear stresses. Similarly, we can be having other planes also, like planes that carry maximum shear stresses and zero normal stresses. Okay, we will be having those planes also. Mostly the concentration is focused on principal planes because principal planes are planes where you will be having the maximum normal stresses. So whenever a material is actually, if you intend to find out where actually the stresses will be, the normal stresses will be maximum, you have to say the orientation will be given by this expression. So I have to calculate theta from this expression. So this expression actually gives me two values of theta that actually gives us plane that have the maximum amount of the normal stress. So what are the properties of the principal planes? So actually you will be having two principal planes. Why? One plane will be carrying the maximum normal stress, other plane will be carrying the minimum normal stress. So the maximum value of the normal stress, we call it as the sigma 1 or the major principal stress. Okay? So you will be having two planes that are actually separated by 180 degree. So you will be having two values. So one, you will be having a major principal stress. So you will be having a major principal stress which is denoted by sigma 1, and you will be having a minor principal stress that is denoted by sigma 2. So actually I am having two planes, whose orientation, suppose if it is having an orientation of theta p, the other one will be having an orientation of 90 degree plus theta p. মানে ওই সেই কমপ্লিমেন্টারি প্লেনের কনসেপ্টেই আমরা চলে এলাম, ঠিক আছে, মানে জাস্ট দি আদার প্লেন। আচ্ছা, আর একটা জিনিস করি, আমি এন্ড করে দিচ্ছি, আমি জাস্ট এন্ডিং, আমি আর বাকিগুলো নেক্সট ডে আবার করাবো, নাকি নেক্সট ডেই করাবো? দেখো নেক্সট ডেই করাই, ঠিক আছে, ইটস অলরেডি 12 জাস্ট 12 বাজে। সো ঠিক আছে, থাক, আমার মনে লেটস কিপ আপ টু দিস, অনেকটাই আজকে হয়েছে। সো এটা অনেকটাই অ্যানালিটিক্যাল, হ্যাঁ, মানে আচ্ছা নেক্সট ডে তোমরা একটা গ্রাফ পেপার রেডি রাখবে। But I will give the graph, do the graph paper at your homes, but I will explaining some problems, but the graph paper you have to do at your home, but keep just do in the class also. So that's it. আজকে এটুকুই থাক, next day আমরা আবার বাকিটা ডিসকাস করব। So till today I had discussed uniaxial loading, what are the expressions for sigma and tau n. Number 2 is biaxial loading, what are the expressions for sigma n and tau n, and what is the definition for principal stresses, and how to find out the orientation of the principal planes. So just study this one, what is principal plane, okay? What is principal plane, and the stresses acting on the principal planes are principal stresses.
Sir,
bolo class is over, okay? Bakka can disconnect. Jade doubts ache, those who are having doubts, they may have, second, class is over, huh? So others can disconnect. The class is over, others can disconnect, and jara ekটু jade doubts ache tara thakte paro. Those who are having doubts, they can remain. বলো
স্যার, তাহলে তো ইউনিঅ্যাক্সিয়াল লোডিং এর কেসে স্যার এই প্রিন্সিপাল প্লেনটা ওর এরিয়ার প্যারালাল হয়ে যাবে না? cross sectional area.
কি আরেকবার বলো,
স্যার এরকম তো
আরেকবার বলো। I didn't- হ্যাঁ।
ইউনি অ্যাকচুয়াল লোডিং এর কেসে কি বলে যে প্রিন্সিপাল প্লেনটা হবে ওটার ক্রস সেকশন
এক্স্যাক্টলি, হ্যাঁ এক্স্যাক্টলি, মানে সিগমা এক্স ইজ দ্য প্রিন্সিপাল প্লেন, মানে সিগমা মানে নর্মাল প্লেনটাই প্রিন্সিপাল প্লেন অ্যাকচুয়ালি ফর ইউনিঅ্যাক্সিয়াল লোডিং।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
ঠিক আছে, আর the normal মানে sigma x is actually sigma 1 for uniaxial loading because you don't have sigma other things actually, so if you put the values here just এখানে দেখো, এখানে তুমি ভ্যালু গুলো ফুট করলে সিগমা 1টা আমরা ডিরাইভ করি নেক্সট ডে, তারপরে আমি বলে দেবো যে যখন ইউনিঅ্যাক্সিয়াল লোডিং এর ক্ষেত্রে এটা কি হবে আর উইদাউট স্ট্রেস এর ক্ষেত্রে কি হবে, when tau xy is absent also what will happen, এটা আমরা নেক্সট ডে ডিসকাস করব। ঠিক আছে, কালকে ক্লাস আছে 12টা থেকে, সো আই হোপ all of you know actually। ঠিক আছে, যদি কারো কোনো অসুবিধা না থাকে we can have a class tomorrow from 12 pm।
স্যার কালকেই মোর সার্কিটটা স্টার্ট করবেন?
দেখি না কি স্টার্ট করব,
ওকে
কালকের কথা কালকে ক্লাস আছে এটুকুই বললাম।
স্যার টিমোশঙ্কু তো কোথায় আছে একটু বলবেন?
হ্যাঁ টিমোশঙ্কু আমি ছবি তুলে পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছি। ঠিক আছে, আমার এডিশনটা একটু আলাদা, মানে যেই তোমাকে যেটা আমি শেয়ার করেছি পিডিএফটা তো আমাকে একটু খুঁজতে হবে, আমার যে পিডিএফটা আছে আমি সেটাতে ছবি তুলে পেজগুলো তোমাকে এক্ষুনি পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছি। ঠিক আছে,
রেকর্ডিংটাও তো দিয়ে দিবেন।
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্প্রিং এর প্রবলেম গুলো স্যার, মানে ওখানটা
হ্যাঁ স্প্রিং গুলো আমি তুলে দিয়ে দেবো, আমি দিয়ে দেবো, আজকে দিয়ে দেবো।
ঠিক আছে।
আচ্ছা, এই ক্লাসটা আমাদের টোটাল কটা থেকে কটা অবধি ছিল আজকের ক্লাসটা, মানে অ্যাকচুয়াল রুটিনে?
আজকে 10 to 12 ছিল।
স্যার এটা আজকের ক্লাসটা
10 to 12
2 আওয়ার্স করে হয় তো?
10 to 12 স্যার।
2 আওয়ার্স, ঠিক আছে, কালকেও কিন্তু 2 আওয়ার্স। হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
ঠিক আছে, ওকে
সেটা
ওকে, আমি ডিসকানেক্ট করছি।
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
বলছি
সেটা অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স আমি উইকলি অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স পাঠালাম আজকে।
আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ উইকলি পাঠিয়ে দাও, আমি আজকে তুলে নেবো অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা। ঠিক আছে, আমি অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা তোলা হয়নি মাঝে কিছুদিন,
স্যার
আমি
বলছি
আজকে ফ্রি হয়ে
স্প্রিং এর
থাকবো, আমি তুলে নেবো। হ্যাঁ
স্প্রিং এর প্রবলেম
বলো।
যখন পাঠাবেন মানে অ্যানসার পাঠাতে বলছি না, মানে যদি আপনাকে করা থাকে তাহলে অ্যানসার মানে শুধু অ্যানসার কি গুলো পাঠিয়ে দেবেন, তাহলে মানে করতে আর কি সুবিধা হয়।
এই ওই অ্যানসার কি
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে।
আছে ওটা পাশেই লেখা রয়েছে, দেখবি স্যার যে 7টা প্রবলেম
সলিউশন
অ্যানসার কি পাশেই লেখা রয়েছে?
টিমোশঙ্কুতে
Solution
আনসার
টা
দেওয়া থাকে, টিমোশঙ্কুতে the answer keys are given in টিমোশঙ্কু, আমি পাঠিয়ে দেবো। ঠিক আছে, তবে আজকে পাঠাতে পারবো না, আমি নেক্সট ডে পাঠাবো, নেক্সট উইকেন্ডে আমি পাঠাবো। ঠিক আছে,
ঠিক
আমাকে
আছে,
নোটটা
ঠিক
একটু খুঁজতে হবে। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, ওকে, সো আই এম ডিসকানেক্টিং।
আচ্ছা তোরা একটু দাঁড়াতে, একটা কথা বল।